بيكم في حلقة جديدة من حلقات ESL or English as a second language. Today we're going to complete our material concerning coronavirus. I hope you're all good and healthy. Before we go ahead and complete our material, which we started last class, we had an assignment. As you know, we are trying to make something new in our teaching plans. We are giving assignments, homework, and I told you that I would discuss each homework the following class. So today we're going to discuss the homework of last class. This homework was about famous figures, characters, famous places in USA. We have 18 pictures and 18 phrases, and we have to match the 18 pictures with the 18 phrases. So let's start with the first phrase, which is the US President's residence. The US President's residence. مكان إقامة رئيس الولايات المتحدة. What's that? It's number 8, which is the White House. The White House, sometimes it's written as two words, two separate words. So W-H-I-T-E, capital W, and H-O-U-S-E, capital H, because they are two separate words. We have to capitalize each word. نكتب كل كلمة من الكلمتين capital. Sometimes it's used as one word, so only we will capitalize the W, so White House, one word. It's okay, but I prefer the two separate words. The White House is the place where the US President lives, where he takes decisions, where he makes all his meetings and sessions with other government officials. ده المكان اللي بيعيش فيه رئيس الولايات المتحدة وياخد قراراته ويقابل أو يعمل meetings اجتماعات مع other government officials أو المسؤولين التانيين في الحكومة. Number 2, Buffalo Bill killed thousands. It's referring to a very dangerous wild American animal which is very famous. This animal is some type of buffalo or oxen اللي هي التيران. Some type of buffaloes or oxen. نوع من البافالوز أو من الأوكسن اللي هي الثيران. It's very dangerous. It's used in particular sports. It's called bison. So it's picture number 1. Number 1. Bison is a famous American animal which is a wild animal which is very dangerous. Okay, it's bison. B-I-S-O-N. Bison is a famous American animal. It belongs to the species of buffaloes and oxen. بينتمي لفصيلة البافالوز والأوكسن. Okay, buffalo طبعا يعني جاموس. Okay. Number 3, a present from France. We have here in USA a present from France. What's that? Yes, it's the Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty اللي هي تمثال الحرية. Picture number 12. So number 1, picture number 8, White House. Number 2, picture number 1, bison. Picture number 1, bison. And number 3 is picture number 12, which is the Statue of Liberty. تمثال الحرية. Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty in New York, okay, in New York, was a present or a gift from France to USA. كان هدية من فرنسا ل USA. Now we have phrase number 4, stay on for 8 seconds. This phrase speaks about some sort of sport. In this sport, the player has to stay on the back of a particular horse or a particular animal belonging to the species of horses for 8 seconds. The horse is very aggressive and it's moving all the time, and always it pushes the player off. بيحاول يرمي اللاعب. So if the player can stay on the back of the horse for 8 seconds, he wins. This sport is called, yes, rodeo. Okay, rodeo. It's picture number 9. Yeah, you can see in this picture, rodeo. You can see a player on the back of the horse. The horse is very aggressive. It's moving backward and forward and up and down, trying to throw the player off. But the player, if the player can control the animal and stay on the back of the animal for 8 seconds, he would win. Okay? Phrase number 5, the tallest skyscraper in NY. NY is the abbreviation form of the state of New York. So it's the tallest skyscraper. What skyscraper? Skyscraper اللي هو ناطحة سحاب. The tallest building, the tallest skyscraper معروف in New York is the state of skyscrapers. أكتر ولاية فيها ناطحات سحاب هي New York. So the tallest one of all in New York, the tallest skyscraper in New York is called what? It's picture number 7, and it's called Empire State Building. Empire State Building أو مبنى الإمباير. إمباير يعني إمبراطورية. Okay, فإمباير State Building is the tallest building or the tallest skyscraper in New York State. Okay, phrase number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is phrase number 6. First black U.S. president. Who was the first president of USA to be black? Who was the first black U.S. president? Yes, it was the vice president, who is Barack Obama. Barack Obama was the first black U.S. president. كان أول رئيس أمريكي أسود Barack Obama. So it will be picture number 13. It's Barack Obama. Barack Obama, the ex-president, was the first black U.S. president. Okay. Then we have 16th president abolished slavery. The 16th president of the USA who abolished slavery, who got rid of خلص من العبودية, حرر العبيد. It was Abraham Lincoln, and we have a day for him. And this day is a general vacation or a public vacation. Okay, it's picture number 14, and the president who abolished slavery and was the 16th president of the USA was Abraham Lincoln. And we have here in California a very big avenue after his name. It's Lincoln Avenue. Okay, okay. Let me erase the board and then we go complete. Okay, so after that we have the king of rock and roll died in 1977. Rock and roll is some sort of music, a musical band, some sort like the pop music. It's some sort of music, it's rock and roll. Who was the king of rock and roll music and rock and roll dance who died in 1977? He was a very famous American singer and dancer. It's Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley, picture number 10. So it's Elvis Presley or Presley, sometimes it's Presley or Presley, was a very famous American dancer and singer. He was entitled the king of rock and roll music, and he died in 1977. He was a very famous character or figure. So it's picture number 10. Then we have meeting place for the U.S. Congress. Where does the U.S. Congress meet? Where does the U.S. Congress hold sessions? Yes, it's picture number 3, which is called Washington Capitol. Capitol, not capital, عاصمة Capitol. So it's picture number 3. It's called Washington Capitol. Capitol, C-A-P-I-T-O-L, Capitol. It's the name of the building. And we know that the capital of USA is Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. This state is the capital of the whole USA. And in this building, Washington Capitol, the Congress can meet and can hold sessions. The following one is sexy actress who died young. Sexy means attractive, beautiful. She was a very attractive, charming, beautiful actress who died very young. Some people said she was assassinated, she was killed. Others said she committed suicide. Others said she died naturally, natural death. We don't know the truth, but she's Marilyn Monroe. So it's picture number 2. It's Marilyn. It's Marilyn, M-R-I-L-Y-N, Monroe. Marilyn Monroe is a very beautiful American actress in the 60s, and she died very young, I think at the age of 32 or 33. Okay. After that we have Black rights activist. We have a day for him in January 16. Actually, it's the third Monday of January. We celebrate the day of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was an activist who used to defend the rights of the black. Black. Okay, so it's picture number 4, and his name is Martin Luther King. And we have churches after the name, Lutheran Church and Lutheran schools. Okay, then we have when you get hungry, what would you do? Yeah, you would eat anywhere. This type of food is called fast food or junk food, اللي هو الأكل اللي برا، الأكل السريع. takeaway. So it's picture number 15. It's called fast food, or junk food, or normally we know it as takeaway food, to take it away and eat away. Or even if you eat it inside the restaurant, it's takeaway, or it's junk food or fast food, okay? If you eat inside the restaurant, it's called fast food or junk food. If you take it away, it's takeaway food, okay? Then we have endangered bird. Endangered means under danger, under risk. It's a bird who's under risk to be extinct, to be, we cannot find any more types or any more birds of this type. مش هنلاقي تاني من الطير ده. What bird? And I think it's the logo, it's the slogan, the emblem of the United States of America. هو ده اللي في شعار الولايات المتحدة. It's the bald eagle, اللي هو النسر الأصلع أو الأقرع. It's picture 16 and it's called the bald يعني أقرع أو أصلع. The bald eagle. Yes, it's an endangered bird. That's to say, it's under risk. It's a threatened bird. طائر مهدد إنه ينقرض. Okay. We have first to set foot in the new world. Who was the first to put his foot in the new world? مين كان أول واحد حط رجله في العالم الجديد? What's the new world? It's America. Who discovered America? Who was the first person to put his foot on America? Yes, it's picture number 5, which is Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus was the first person to set his foot on the new world of America, to discover America. Okay, president assassinated in 1963. The American president who was assassinated in 1963 was John Kennedy, picture number 6. He is an American president who was assassinated, means killed, اغتيل. كلمة assassinated معناها اغتيل, killed, murdered. In 1963, he is John Kennedy. Then we have a children's paradise here in California and in Florida. We have a paradise for children which is called Disneyland. So it's picture number 17. Disneyland is a paradise. Paradise means Jannah, Firdaus, paradise. So it's Disneyland. It's a paradise for children and for the adults, actually. So let me erase the code and then we're going to complete. Okay. Then we have 4 Presidents Faces Mountain. We have a mountain here in USA comprising 4 faces of 4 famous presidents of USA. It's called Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore is a very famous mountain comprising 4 faces of 4 famous American presidents. So it's picture number 11. You can see the mountain comprising the figures, the stages of the 4 presidents. Then the last one, former means previous. EXD معناها previous, سابق. ما أقول my ex-husband يعني طليقي أو زوجي السابق. ما أقول ex-president الرئيس السابق. ex-wife الزوجة السابقة. X means former اللي هو السابق. So former actor who became POTUS. احنا اتفقنا انه POTUS دي كده acronyms اختصار لايه؟ President P of O the T US United States. So POTUS means the President of the United States. We need now a former actor ممثل سابق who became POTUS, who became a President of the United States. It's Ronald Reagan, picture number 6. It's Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was a very famous actor, and then he became a US president, or a POTUS, a president of the US, Ronald Reagan. Now the other section, it's now you have to write from your own. More than one answer possible. You can put one example or more. Number 1, famous American singer. We've just spoken about Elvis Presley. He was a famous American singer and a famous American dancer who died in 1977. And he was entitled the King of Rock and Roll, a type of music and dance. Okay, we have also Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, who died in 2009. Michael Jackson was the king of modern music, the pop music, the king of the pop music. Okay, number 2, famous American band. Band means فرقة موسيقية. We, of course, you all hear about Beach Boys band. اللي هم صبيان الشاطئ أو أولاد الشاطئ. Beach Boys band, فرقة Beach Boys. And we have Van Halen. These are 2 famous American musical bands. Then famous American artist. Artist, whatever artist, ممكن يكون painter, رسام، ممكن يكون actor، ممثل. Artist ممكن يكون sculpture في النحت. So whatever we can speak about actors, we have, for example, Tom Hanks, a very famous American actor, Tom Hanks. We have Ronald Reagan, who became POTUS, President of the United States of America, Ronald Reagan. And we have also Edward Hopper, Edward Hopper. All these are examples of famous American actors, accordingly famous American artists, because an actor is an artist, okay? Then we need a famous American writer, literature, adab. We have Arthur Miller, very famous American, a very famous American writer. We have Mark Twain, modern writer, Mark Twain, and Arthur Miller is very modern. We have Ernest Hemingway, Ernest Hemingway. All these figures are famous American writers. So we're done with our homework. Let's start our material about coronavirus. Now, okay, let's start reading. Let's start reading. Okay, I'll give you some time. We read this passage before. Okay, I'll read it again with you because it contained a lot of very important terminology concerning the coronavirus. By the way, coronavirus now is called as COVID-19. COVID is the abbreviation of coronavirus disease. Okay, CO for corona, VI for virus, and D for disease. 19 because it emerged, it had an outbreak in 2019, last December. So it's COVID 2019. COVID 2019 means coronavirus disease which spread and emerged in 2019. Okay? Let's read together again. I'll complete the material because we left some material. We didn't have time last class. But I'll start from the very beginning. I'll start over because I think now with the new events, with the closure of schools in America, with the closure of most social institutions and sports clubs, we have to focus on this virus. We have to take our precautions to contribute to the prevention of the virus spread, because it's, in my opinion, it's a personal responsibility. هي مسؤولية شخصية. You can prevent or you can stop the spread out of the virus. انت نفسك تقدر توقف انتشار المرض if you followed the precautions or the instructions. Okay, so coronavirus. Coronavirus, let's start over again from the very beginning. If you can remember, those who attended the class last time, what's this picture? What does this picture mean? We have coronavirus, we have some background like a map, a word map, and we have an airplane, and we have a not allowed mark. Okay, so this, what does this mean? What's happening? A very dangerous, aggressive virus is spreading very quickly all over the world. And in my opinion, the most important factor which contributed to the spread of the virus was traveling from country to country and continent to continent, because the virus started in China, in Asia, and now it's in all over the world. It's spreading all over the world, in Asia, in Europe, in Africa, in America, in Australia. It was detected all over the world. What happened? How did it spread? It's through traveling. It's through aeroplanes, aircrafting. Okay, to travel from a place to place, to travel from a country to country, a continent to continent. A person with the virus can convey the virus to more than 20 persons. So if one person be infectious to more than 20 persons, this is very, very, very dangerous. So that's happening. How did it start? It started in a market in Wuhan in China, and it spread out by moving from place to place, by traveling from country to country. Have similar things happened before? Yes. As we read last time, we have SARS. We had SARS actually 2002, 2003. We had MERS, okay, 2012, and we had some other coronaviruses. But this one, in my opinion, is the most aggressive, the most dangerous. What might happen in the future? In the future, as we can see, the viruses of influenza or the flu viruses can change their nature and can move from animals to humans. So we have to focus on that fact in the future, because more dangerous viruses might appear in the future. Okay, so let's read the passage again, and then we go back to this page to choose either A, B, or C to cover the main the main or most important idea of the article or the passage. Let's read again. I read it once because we read it before. In December 2019, a number of pneumonia cases were reported in Wuhan, eastern China. The pneumonia is associated with a new type of coronavirus. This virus has now spread to other cities in China. There have also been cases in other countries around the world. في December 2019 2019, that's why we call the virus COVID-19, coronavirus disease of 2019, because it started in December 2019. A number of pneumonia cases, I told you last class, pneumonia, the P is silent. When the P is followed by N, the P is silent. Pneumonia معناها التهاب رئوي. So pneumonia cases, حالات التهاب رئوي were reported, تم الإبلاغ عنها in Wuhan, in China, eastern China, في شرق الصين. The pneumonia is associated with a new type of coronavirus. حالات النيمونيا أو التهاب الرئوي دي related to أو associated with ليها علاقة ب new type of coronavirus. نوع جديد. Coronavirus is not the name of the virus. It's a type of the virus. And we knew that it was called corona because under the microscope it looks like a crown. You know the crown? The crown? What the kings and queens put on their heads to express their positions is a crown. So because they look like crowns under the microscope, these types of viruses are called corona. Corona means crown in Latin, in Greek, في اليوناني واللاتيني, okay? So we have different types of coronaviruses. SARS was a coronavirus. It's called okay, I'm sorry for interruption. It's called this new one. We innovated a name, يعني اخترعنا أو we invented a name, جددنا أو اخترعنا اسم, which is COVID-19, because coronavirus is not the name, it's the type. As I told you, we have different types of coronaviruses. This new one is called COVID-19 or coronavirus disease of 2019 because we couldn't find a new name. We had SARS, we had MERS. This one is called COVID-19, okay? The pneumonia is associated with a new type of coronavirus. The virus has now spread to other cities in China. انتشر لمدن تانية في الصين. There have also, of course, when this essay was written, it was about 1 month ago. So the cases were much less. Today the cases are much more. Okay, so there have also been cases in other countries around the world. كان في حالات في دول تانية في العالم. Now it's all over the world. It's in Asia, Africa, and Egypt, and other countries. In Asia, and China, and Korea, and Thailand, and other countries. In Europe, especially in Italy. Italy is the focus of the most inflicted place the most inflicted country in Europe. أكتر دولة مصابة في أوروبا هي إيطاليا. And in America of course we have cases now. That's why President Trump had announced the emergency state, حالة الطوارئ 2 days ago. Okay, coronaviruses get their names because they look like crowns under the microscope. That's what I've just said. هم اسمهم coronaviruses. They are different types. MERS, SARS, other types, COVID-19. They are all types of coronaviruses, and they are called corona. Corona means a crown. They look like crowns under the microscope. When you are investigating or inspecting such viruses, they look like crowns under the microscope. This group of viruses cause disease in humans and other animals including pigs and chickens. المجموعة دي من الفيروسات بتسبب المرض للبشر وحيوانات أخرى زي البيجز الخنازير والتشيكنز الفراخ. Number 3, it's thought that the new coronavirus outbreak started in a market in Wuhan which sold meat and live animals. Science say that the virus is not closely related to any human virus currently known. يعتقد it's thought ان النيو كورونا فيروس الجديد ده الاوت بريك او البدايه بتاعته ظهرت في ماركت في سوق في مدينه ووهان في الصين which sold meat and live animals. كان بيبيع لحمه وحيوانات حيه. Okay, science say that the virus is not closely related to any human virus currently known. العلماء بيقولوا ان الفيروس ده مش قريب خالص او ملوش علاقه باي فيروس انفلونزا تاني معروف. Okay. The World Health Organization, we spoke about it last time. It's the acronym for that is WHO. WHO means World Health Organization, منظمة الصحة العالمية, has told countries around the world to track respiratory infections in their populations. There is currently no vaccination against the coronavirus. I'll say something about that after I'm done with number 4. منظمة الصحة العالمية أخبرت الدول إن هم يبلغوا track يعدوا أو يحصوا عدد الريسبيراتوري انفكشنز العدوى اللي في الجهاز التنفسي اللي موجوده بين البوبوليشنز او السكان بتاعتهم. There is currently no vaccination against the coronavirus. This was one that essay was written about 1 month or 1 month and a half ago. Now I think they are attempting a new vaccine. This is good news, and I think this vaccine will be available to people all over the world within 2-3 weeks, and I think it would be free. Okay, because it's some sort of safety. It's very expensive, but because it's some sort related to the safety of the universe, يعني أمن الكون, it will be free. Number 5, the Wuhan coronavirus outbreak is similar to the 2002-2003 epidemic of SARS. SARS means severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus. This outbreak, which is started in South China, lasted for over 9 months. It spread to 37 countries, causing 8,098 people to become ill and 77 to die. Okay, so الكورونا فيروس بتاع ووهان الجديد ده الظهور بتاعه كان شبيه بالفيروس اللي ظهر في 2002 و2003. الوباء, epidemic means وباء, means a disease which is spreading very quickly, very fast to all people in a very short period of time. يعني مرض بينتشر ناس كتير في وقت قليل, ده بيسموه epidemic, وباء. زي الكوليرا اللي ظهرت in Egypt in 20s and 30s, في العشرينيات والثلاثينيات. It was very 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 dangerous. Epidemic disease was very dangerous. كان مرض وبائي خطير جدا. SARS means severe acute respiratory syndrome. severe يعني قاسي أو شديد. acute يعني حاد. respiratory syndrome يعني أعراض وهي ما بتتجمعش, مجموعة أعراض تنفسية حادة وعنيفة. This outbreak which started in South China, again in China, because China depends on the Chinese on their food depend on creatures. They eat croaches or ladybugs, حشرات, insects like الصراصير والحاجات دي. They eat frogs, they eat bats, which was the main reason for the coronavirus, the COVID-19. So because the Chinese depend in their food on very strange creatures, and sometimes they eat at most times they eat live animals, بياكلوا حيوانات حية. That's why the spread of such strange viruses is in China more than other than any other country. Okay, so anyway, this SARS lasted for over 9 months, so we still have time because the new coronavirus COVID-19 started in December, so it may continue to September. I hope it will fade soon. أتمنى إنه يخلص بسرعة يعني. Okay, 9 months, it spread to 37 countries, 37 دولة, causing 8,098 people to become ill. سبب إصابة 8,098 حد, and 77 to die. The COVID-19 caused much more cases of death, which means it's more dangerous and more fast and more, it's quicker to spread, it's more easily to spread. Nearly 10% of people who were infected with SARS died. حوالي 10% من الناس اللي اتصابوا بالسارس ماتوا. The deadly nature of the disease, the frequent human-to-human spread stuff contributed to the seriousness of the outbreak. Okay. ده الطبيعة المميتة، deadly يعني مميت أو قاتل. الطبيعة المميتة بتاعت المرض، طبيعة المرض إن هو deadly fatal. deadly means fatal برضو يعني قاتل. fatal means deadly. Okay, so the nature of the disease is that it's deadly. It's a deadly one. It's a fatal one. مرض قاتل. طبيعة المرض إنه مرض قاتل. The frequent human-to-human spread. انتشار من شخص لشخص بشكل متكرر. The infection of hospital staff وكمان العدوى اللي حصلت للهوسبيتال ستاف، الستاف بتاع المستشفيات، النيرسز، الدكتورز، طبعا لان هم they were treating cases. Of course they were subject to infection even if they took precautions. They were because they treated very closely with the patients. All that contribute to the seriousness of the outbreak. كل ده أدى إلى أو ساعد في خطورة الانتشار بتاع المرض. SARS number 7 was traced to several types of wild animals which were sold as food in markets. The infected animals had no symptoms. The outbreak هنا symptoms مجموعة لأنها جاية بمعنى أعراض مرض، يعني مجموعة أعراض، لكن لما أكون بتكلم عن مرض in general بسميه syndrome. أوكي syndrome. symptoms هي syndrome معناها مرض أو أعراض، و symptoms معناها أعراض برضو مرض. بس symptoms is a plural form. It can have a plural form. لكن syndrome it doesn't have a plural form. Syndrome means disease or symptoms of a disease. Symptoms هما marks أو indications أو indicators that I am having this disease. فsyndrome معناها مرض. And it doesn't have a plural form. ما بتاخدش جنب. symptoms ولاحظوا ان البي مش silent لكنها خفيفة، ما بقولش symptoms. لما البي بتيجي بعد الام في نص الكلام بتبقى شويه خفيفه. symptoms يعني a group of marks, a group of indicators or indications that I have this disease. مجموعه علامات تقول انا عندي المرض ده، اعراض. اوكي فبيقول the outbreak was stopped by closing markets and killing animals and by treating and isolating patients. SARS was traced تم تتبعه، لقوه بينتمي الى several types of wild animals، مجموعه متعدده او انواع متعدده من الحيوانات البريه المفترسه. which were sold as food، كانوا بيبيعوها كأكل كطعام in markets of course in China في الصين. The infected animals الحيوانات المصابة بالفيروس had no symptoms، ما كانش بيظهر عليها أي أعراض، which made the situation worse، ده خلى الموقف أصعب. The outbreak was stopped by closing markets and killing animals and by treating and isolating patients. انتشار المرض وقف ازاي؟ بان احنا قفلنا الاسواق closing markets، killing animals قتلنا الحيوانات كلها في الوقت ده لان كان ما كانش فيه symptoms، ما نعرفش الانفكتد مش من infected animals، فلازم كنا we had to kill all. And by treating and isolating patients، خدنا المرضى عزلناهم وعالجناهم، وده that's what people are doing now. That's which is done now. ده اللي بيتم دلوقتي. SARS has not been seen since 2003, and it's thought that the virus has now disappeared. The new Wuhan coronavirus is similar to viruses related to SARS which are found in bats. SARS ما تشافش من سنة 2003 ويعتقد انه خلاص الفيروس اختفى. The new Wuhan coronavirus اللي هو COVID-19, I think when this essay was written the name COVID-19 was not innovated yet, was not used yet, was not followed yet. It's a very, very recent name. It's just now. The new Wuhan coronavirus is similar to viruses related to SARS which are found in bats. The new Wuhan coronavirus which is COVID-19 شبيه بالفيروسز اللي ليها علاقة بالسارس، بس دي were found in bats للأسف in China. اتوجدت في الباتس في الخفافيش. There are 7 coronaviruses known to infect people, including the new Wuhan coronavirus and SARS. Other human coronaviruses are those that cause the common cold as well as the deadly MERS virus. في 7 coronaviruses. احنا قلنا ان coronavirus is a type, it's not a name. We have SARS, MERS, COVID-19, whatever. We have 7 types of coronaviruses. All these viruses are called coronaviruses because they look like crowns under the microscope. That's why they are called coronavirus, but this is not the name. It's only a type. النوع مش الاسم. في 7 types من الكورونا فيروس. معروف ان هم بينفكت البيبول، بيصيبوا الناس او بيعدوا الناس، بما فيهم including the new Wuhan coronavirus which is COVID-19، بما فيهم COVID-19 الجديد اللي ظهر في ووهان in China and SARS والسارس. Other human coronaviruses are those that cause the common cold as well as the deadly MERS virus. الانواع الثانيه من الكورونا فيروس بقيه اللي احنا قلنا we have 7 types. طب احنا اتكلمنا بس عن SARS وعن COVID-19 the new Wuhan coronavirus. What about the other 5 types? We have some types which cause the common cold. The common cold يعني نزلة برد influenza. You know the flu is the short form of influenza. And we have the deadly MERS virus, القاتل أو المميت MERS. What's MERS? MERS is a common cold virus that often jumps from camels to humans in the Middle East. It can cause severe pneumonia in people and spread from person to person. MERS was identified in 2012 and continues to be a significant problem in the Middle East. Nearly 2,500 cases of MERS have been identified, causing 158 deaths, still much less than what we are facing today, which means that COVID-19 is the most dangerous and the most aggressive of all. Okay, MERS ده common cold نزلة برد فيروس بيسبب نزلة برد عادية that often jumps from camels into humans. بينط من الجمال يعني بينتقل من الجمال للبشر in the Middle East في الشرق الأوسط. You know Middle East, Egypt, ليبيا, منطقة الشرق الأوسط كلها العرب. Okay. It can cause severe pneumonia in people. ممكن يسبب حالات قاسية أو عنيفة من الالتهاب الرئوي في الناس and spread from person to person. بينتشر رغم إن هو it jumps from camels to humans but it can spread from person to person because any virus of common cold or influenza can change its nature and can move from species to species من سلالة لسلالة. From animals to humans, for example. MERS was identified in 2012 and continues to be a significant problem in the Middle East. اتحدد أو اتعرف في 2012 لكن ما زال بيسبب مشكلة لحد النهارده، ما زال في حالات بتظهر. Nearly 2,500 cases of MERS have been identified. في 2,500 حالة اتوجدوا لكن causes 158 deaths. 858 حالة وفاة. Coronavirus, okay. Coronaviruses appear to jump easily between species. And the Wuhan virus could be the third time this has happened with humans in the last 20 years. In 2016, another coronavirus was responsible for 24,000 pig deaths in southern China, again China. This particular virus jumped from pets to pigs but didn't spread to humans. Thank God. Coronavirus بتظهر يبدو ان هي appear هنا معناها بيبدو ان هي بتنتقل بسهولة. نوع الكورونا فيروس ده عنده الابيليتي القدرة انه ينتقل from species to species, from animals to humans or vice versa, من سلالة لسلالة من البشر للحيوانات او العكس. And the Wuhan virus could have happened with humans in the last 20 years. COVID-19 او النيو ووهان كورونا فيروس ده يبدو ان دي ثالث مرة يحصل ده مع البشر خلال ال 20 سنة اللي فاتوا after SARS and MERS. Okay, yeah. In 2016, another coronavirus was responsible for 24,000 deaths in southern China. في سنة 2016 كان في كورونا فيروس تاني مسؤول عن 24 حالة وفاة بين الخنازير والصين. This particular virus from bats to pigs but didn't spread to humans, thank God. كان بينتقل من الخفافيش للبيجز الخنازير لكن ده ما اتنقلش للبشر. How the new Wuhan coronavirus came to be in humans and how closely it will resemble the SARS outbreak will be a focus of ongoing research. ازاي النيو ووهان كورونا فيروس which is COVID-19 جه البشر، وايه الاحتمال انه ده يكون له علاقه بالسارس. ده هيكون موضوع دراسه او بؤره الدراسه او يعني الجزء اللي هنركز عليه في الدراسه ongoing research، البحث الشغال ongoing research بحث. Outbreaks of new viruses such as the Wuhan coronavirus are a reminder of the need to invest in research in virus biology and evolution, how viruses infect and interact with human cells, and most importantly to identify safe and effective drugs to treat or vaccines to prevent serious disease. That's what science are focusing on now, how to invent or discover a vaccine for such deadly diseases. Outbreaks انتشار أو ظهور new viruses فيروسات تانية such as the Wuhan coronavirus زي الكورونا فيروس ده يعتبر reminder بيفكرنا of the need to invest in احتياجنا ان احنا نستثمر في أموالنا in research في البحث in virus biology and evolution. في البيولوجي علم الأحياء والإيفولوشن علمي نظرية النشوء والارتقاء اللي هي التغيير اللي بيحصل في الفيروسات، يعني ما يتعلق بعلم الفيرولوجي. فيرولوجي هو علم الفيروسات in general فيرولوجي. طبعا المقطع الاودي واي دايما معناه ساينس. بيولوجي علم الاحياء، مثلا فيسيولوجي علم وظائف الأعضاء، سايكولوجي علم النفس، سوسيولوجي علم الاجتماع، أنثروبولوجي علم الإنسان، فيرولوجي هو علم الفيروسات فيرولوجي، يورولوجي مثلا علم المسالك البولية. فكل فرع علم دايما بينتهي بالمقطع لوجي which is Latin suffix، مقطع لاتيني. اوكي. how viruses infect and interact with human cells، ازاي الفيروسات بتصيب وتتفاعل مع الخلايا البشريه. and most importantly والاهم من كده to identify safe and effective drugs to treat، نلاقي او نحدد علاجات امنه وفعاله عشان نعالج or vaccines to prevent، او من الاساس نلاقي vaccines نمنع serious disease. ده adapted معناها متاخد من، مقتبس من the conversation.com by Connor Bamford Research Fellow Virology. That's the virology علم الفيروسات, Queen's University Belfast. Okay, now let's go back to the first page. We have to choose. I know we did so last time, but I meant to repeat it because it's very important for the completion of our material. We will depend on that for completing our material. So the first page, we have 3 options. Number A, we have to select one option to cover. What's the main idea? What's the most important idea dealt with in this essay or in this article في المقالة دي؟ What's the most important topic؟ ايه أهم موضوع؟ Is it coronavirus the situation today؟ الموقف النهاردة من coronavirus؟ Coronavirus lessons from the past؟ Or coronavirus what will the future bring? Yes, it's number B, coronavirus lessons from the past, because the article focused on other past types of coronavirus like SARS and MERS, and how did they outbreak or start and spread, and how humanity overcame that. So it's lessons from the past. So let's turn to page 3. Page 3 we did so. I do it in very short time because we did so before last time. Exercises. Vocabulary to help. Before you read the article again, you need to know these words. Read the summary of the article and explain what the words in bold mean. The article describes how viruses. What are viruses? Viruses are microorganisms, يعني كائنات مجهرية, which are very small. They cannot seen except by the microscope. They can cause diseases. They have the ability to spread from one person to another or from one species to another, من شخص للتاني أو من سلالة للتانية. This is what's meant by viruses. Have spread, moved, jumped to humans from different species, different creatures like animals. Okay, of animals, people with these infections means diseases, syndrome, symptoms, العدوى, المرض, develop severe symptoms, marks of the disease, بيحسوا بأعراض قاسية للمرض, and can sometimes die, ممكن يموتوا. Several factors have contributed to, helped in, عوامل كتير ساعدت فيه. contribute to means help in, بتساعد فيه these outbreaks, these emergencies, الظهور اللي حصل للكورونا فيروس. Here are some more words you need to know. Match each word or phrase and pull from the article with its meaning. We have 6 sentences and below we have 6 definitions. We have to match each expression in bold. كل expression محطوط in bold. We have to explain it choosing one of the definitions below. In December 2019, a number of pneumonia cases were reported in Wuhan, Eastern China. اوكي، في ديسمبر 2019 في عدد من نيمونيا كيسز، حالات الالتهاب الرئوي، والريبورت تم الابلاغ عنها ان ووهان في مدينه ووهان ايسترن تشاينا في شرق الصين. نمبر 2، كورونا فيروسز look like crowns under the microscope، بتشبه التيجان تحت الميكروسكوب. 3، the World Health Organization the WHO has told the countries around the world to track respiratory infections. منظمه الصحه العالميه طلبت من الدول ان هم يعدوا الحالات بتاعة العدوى التنفسية عندهم in their populations. There is currently no vaccination against the coronavirus. Again, now they are trying to find, and I think they have already found a vaccine for coronavirus. Thank God. Hopefully it will be applied very fast. There is currently no vaccination against the coronavirus. ما فيش حاليا تطعيم ضد الكورونا SARS was traced to several wild animals which were sold as food in markets. السارس ده was traced، اتوجد او اتحدد في انواع مختلفه من الحيوانات البريه اللي كانت بتتباع كطعام في الاسواق. The outbreak was stopped، انتشار اتوقف by isolating patients، بعزل المرضى. Now we have the definitions. We have to match the definition with the bolded expressions. Number A، count how many people have lung infections. count يبقى trace. both trace or track. يبقى number 3 يبقى when I say the World Health Organization has told countries around the world to track spread infections، أنا طلبت من منظمة الصحة العالمية، طلبت منظمة الصحة العالمية من إنها تعد حالات العدوى التنفسي اللي عندها. يبقى that's the mean of how many people have breathing infections. الناس عندهم lung infections، عدوات في اللونجز في الرئة أو في البريدنج. items worn by a king or queen on their head show their position. حاجات بيلبسها الكينج او كوين، الملك او الملكه على راسهم on their head usually made of gold، عاده معموله من الذهب to show their position، عشان توري البوزيشن as a king or queen. this is crown. يبقى number 2. number 2 we'll go with number 2. yeah, we'll go with number B. so number A would go with number 3 and number B would go with number 2. keeping sick people alone so that they cannot make anyone else ill. نخلي المرضى بعيد لوحدهم عشان ما يعدوش حد تاني. That's what's meant by isolating patients. عزل المرضى. اوكي، دواء بيمنع المرض وبيتاخد في الجسم عن طريق نير الشق، يبقى ده التطعيم. يبقى we'll go with number 4 vaccination، تطعيم. E people who were sick with a serious disease of the lungs، ناس معينين عندهم مرض خطير او خطر في الرئة. number E will go with number 1. this is what's meant by pneumonia cases، حالات الالتهاب الرئوي. that's very dangerous disease of the lungs. The last one, the origin of something was identified. That's the meaning of was traced. So number F will go with number 5. Okay. We discussed number 2 before, discuss it in short. How are the 3 outbreaks described in the article the same? How are they different? The 3 outbreaks, that's what's meant by COVID-19, SARS, and MERS. They are the same in their nature to move from what to what, from species to species, from animals to humans. But they are different in the duration, in the aggression, العدوان أو the danger. Okay, what should people do in the future to avoid coming into contact with coronaviruses? We should develop some vaccines to prevent the diseases. We should work on increasing our immunity, المناعة. How to increase your immunity? There are some natural foods and some medications for increasing immunity, like orange, for example, lemon. Such products, such vegetables and fruits can increase your immunity, as well as some other medications and vitamins, Vita B, Vita C, for example. Okay, what can governments do to help slow down the spread of viruses? Isolate people, isolate sick people or patients when they are sick, not to spread the illness to anybody else. Try to invest money in researchers and try to find vaccines for the disease. What 2 areas for future research does the author list? It was in general virology, but 2 areas in particular. We had the biology and the evolution of viruses، علم الأحياء وعلم النشوء والارتقاء التغيير بتاع الفيروس. Which do you think is more important? Why? Virology in general is very important, but evolution is more important than biology, because when we focus on the evolution of viruses, we can know how viruses move from species to species. We can prevent the spread from animals to humans. We can prevent the danger. Okay, that's why. Let's turn to the new one in our material today, which is, it's listening exercise. There is a taping, but we will not do it as a listening exercise. We'll do it as a general exercise. We'll try to put vocab from our own, not the words we listen, words from our own, which is very good exercise for our vocabulary and structure, because we knew a lot of terms and terminology, much terminology related to coronavirus, COVID-19. What is that terminology? We knew the word vaccinations or vaccine, outbreak, spread, virus, pneumonia, tracing cases, identifying cases. We knew a lot of words and terms. Now this will describe the situation in Italy. In Italy, the situation is the worst. Italy is the most inflicted country in Europe, if not all over the world. It's now more on the number of death cases is great. Okay, so let's read. Complete text with a maximum of 2 words. 2 words are required. You can find 2 separate spaces. Okay, Marizu Tonello, Italian. Okay, or it's not Marizu, it's Marzio. It's an Italian name. So Marzio Tonello works as a school teacher. Okay, in the small northern Italian town of San Fiorano. Until recently, he would usually spend his weekday mornings riding a space to work and teaching children. Let's take it paragraph by paragraph. Okay, we can put words from our own. Okay. So Marzio Tonello works as, for example, an element. هو ممكن a primary school teacher. Primary means elementary. Primary is a British word. Elementary is an American word. We can change a into an and say an elementary, because elementary starts with a vowel, so we have to put an before it. But if not, we can say a primary. We can avoid that and say a middle school or high school. Okay, so we can say Marzio Tonello works as a middle school teacher. Okay, مدرس إعدادي in the small quiet northern Italian town, مدينة الإيطالية الشمالية الهادية الصغيرة of San Fiorano. Until recently, لحد وقت القريب, he would usually spend his weekday mornings riding a bike. كان بيقضي وقته الصبح بيسوق عجلة to work للشغل and teaching children ويعلم الأطفال هنا. So again, Marzio Tonello works as a middle school teacher in the small, quiet, northern Italian town of Milano. Until recently, he would usually spend his weekday mornings riding a bike to work and teaching children. Okay. Now he's one of the space people, okay, whose lives are on hold. What's meant by on hold? Stop. Their lives have stopped. On hold يعني واقفة. لما أكون بكلم في التليفون وحد يقول لي استني، يقول لي hold on please، يعني wait. فحياتهم واقفة. Their lives have stopped. On hold means waiting, on the waiting list. They do nothing. Their lives have stopped. حياتهم وقفت. Okay, ممكن نقول now he is on one of about means it needs a number. About معناه حوالي، ف it needs an approximate number. ف let's get rid of the word about and say he is one of many people. We can change about into that, because this is a listening practice. We had to listen to some facts. The fact on the recording was 50,000 people. 50,000 people, the inhabitants of this small town. 50,000 نسمة في المدينة. Because we haven't listened, we can say now he's one of the many people whose lives are on hold. واحد من الناس الكتيرة اللي حياتهم واقفة. They have been placed under الحجر الصحي. اسمه ايه؟ quarantine. Yeah, this is very important word. وعلى فكرة by the way كلمة quarantine جاية من كلمة current يعني 14 Spanish and French. ولأن هو مدة الحجر الصحي بتبقى 14 days 14 يوم، فكلمة quarantine جاية من كلمة current بمعنى 14. فلأن أنا لما بتحط في حجر صحي 14 days. If it's negative، لو ما ثبتش إن عندي المرض I will be released. If not I will be kept under medical treatment. فهي quarantine. الناس هناك تقريبا كلهم محطوطين تحت الحجر الصحي. They don't go out. ما بيخرجوش. They don't leave their houses. ما بيسيبوش بيوتهم خالص. As Italy tries to contain Europe's worst space of coronavirus. عشان إيطاليا tries بتحاول to contain إنها تحتوي Europe's worst of coronavirus. أكتر انتشار للكورونا فيروس على مستوى أوروبا which is outbreak. Outbreak بمعنى انتشار. Okay, outbreak. Italian space say Lombardy and Veneto, 2 areas in the country's north, have the largest number of cases. مين اللي هيقول كده؟ المسؤولين بتوع الحكومة، يبقى officials يبقى المسؤولين الإيطاليين. So let's read the paragraph as a whole. Now he's one of the many people whose lives are on hold. They have been placed under quarantine as Italy tries to contain Europe's worst outbreak of coronavirus. Italian officials say Lombardy and Veneto, two areas in the country's north, have the largest number of cases. أكتر مدن في الشمال عندها حالات إصابة بكورونا فيروس. Many businesses means shops and stores, محلات. Many businesses are closed. محلات كتيرة مقفولة. And people speak to each other from a from a safe distance. المصطلح ده اسمه safe distance. And that's what we have to follow with each other. These days we have to speak to each other from a safe distance. Keep a distance between you and the other person. A distance of some 40 or 50 feet at least. So many businesses are closed and people speak to each other from a safe distance. Marzio Tonello says he has trouble explaining the situation to his grandfather. He has a grandfather who's very old and cannot understand that because he's not accustomed to such types of viruses. He didn't see that when he was young. So the situation is so difficult for Marzio to explain it to his grandfather. مش عارف يشرحه لجده. We told my grandpa 100 times that the space is not open because of the Spanish flu. For example, the restaurant, the coffee, or the cafe, the coffee shop. Maybe his grandfather is fond of sitting at the coffee shop and he cannot understand, he cannot realize the fact he wants to sit or to spend time in the coffee shop but it's closed. ده بيقول we told my grandpa 100 times that the coffee shop is not open. قلنا له 100 مرة ان الكوفي شوب مش فاتحة because of the Spanish flu, بسبب ال Spanish flu, to make him understand, because he would not understand coronavirus or Wuhan new coronavirus or COVID-19. He's very old, okay? He didn't see that before. Tonello said he's very angry and very old. He added هو متضايق خالص وعجوز خالص مش فاهم. Okay? Tonello was speaking about the space disease that killed millions of people after space. It's something historic. What's a Spanish flu? Spanish flu was a deadly disease or fatal. Deadly or fatal معناها مرض مميت. Okay, that killed millions of people after. ده قتل ناس كتير ملايين بعد الحرب العالمية الأولى. The first word بتتكتب كده word war first. يعني that's some historic information. It's nothing. But Tonello was speaking when he said to his grandfather Spanish flu because Spanish flu is the thing that grandfather would know. Would remember. He's very old. He's not familiar with such new types of coronaviruses and COVID-19. So he spoke to him about the Spanish flu, which was a deadly disease that spread or outbroke after the First World War. ده مرض انتشر قاتل انتشر بعد الحرب العالمية الأولى. Like cholera in Egypt in 1920s and 1930s. العشرينات والثلاثينيات. San Fiorano is only about 70 kilometers from Italy's space capital. ممكن نقول أي حاجة main capital العاصمة الأساسية financial capital العاصمة اللي هي اللي فيها كل المراكز المالية أو المادية financial capital اللي هي ميلان which is Milan. Milan is the worst situation all over Italy now but the town has effectively been closed off from the outside world. اتقفلت خالص بشكل فظيع من العالم الخارجي. Italian officials have reported that San Fiorano and the 9 space towns و9 مدن مجاورة ليها يبقى neighboring means مجاورة neighboring okay where the epicenter means the center of the epidemic مركز الوباء بؤرة المرض okay of the coronavirus outbreak. Let's read this paragraph again. Okay, let's start with we told my grandpa 100 times that the coffee shop is not open because of the Spanish flu to make him understand. Tonello said بيقول احنا قلنا لجدي 100 مرة انه الكوفي شوب قافل مش مفتوح بسبب الاسبانيش فلو علشان نخليه يفهم. He's very angry and very old he added واضاف ان هو عجوز وغضبان. Okay. Again Tonello was speaking about the deadly disease that killed millions of people after the First World War. كان بيتكلم عن لما قال Spanish when he said Spanish flu to his grandfather is speaking about a deadly disease, a fatal disease which spread out and killed millions of people after the First World War. مرض خطير قاتل انتشر وقتل الناس ملايين الناس بعد الحرب العالمية الأولى. San Fiorano is only about 70 kilometers from Italy's financial capital Milan. حوالي سان فيورانو حوالي 70 مايل 70 كيلومتر بس من العاصمة المادية والمالية الأساسية لإيطاليا which is ميلان. stuff from the world. مدينة اتقفلت بشكل فظيع عن العالم الخارجي. Italian officials have reported that San Fiorano and the 9 neighboring towns. المسؤولين الإيطاليين أقروا أو بقى يعني أعلنوا إن سان فيورانو و9 مدن مجاورة تانيين كانوا were the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. مركز انتشار الوباء الجديد بتاع كورونا فيروس. Living under quarantine. الحياة في الحجر الصحي. Tonello lives with his grandparents who are both in their whatever grandparents 80s 90s 80s 90s في الثمانينات أو التسعينات من عمرهم. His wife Chiara Zudaz and their 2-year-old daughter. Tonello lives with his grandparents who are both in their 80s. His wife Chiara Zudaz and their 2-year-old daughter. عايش مع جدوده الاثنين اللي هم في الثمانينات من عمرهم وزوجته وبنتهم اللي عندها سنتين. We can take walks. We can walk our dogs. We can ride bikes. But the space have suggested that we should avoid contact with other people. The authorities اللي هم السلطات. The authorities or the officials المسؤولين. It's okay. ممكن أقول المسؤولين officials or authorities السلطات. Okay. Again we can take walks ممكن نتمشى. We can walk our dogs نمشي الكلاب بتاعتنا. We can ride bikes نركب عجل. But the authorities or officials السلطات أو المسؤولين have suggested that we should avoid contact with other people. He said. لكن المسؤولين أو السلطات قالوا لنا إن إحنا يفضل إن إحنا ما نحتكش ما نعملش contact مع الناس. Not to contribute to the spread of the disease. Police put up space at the entrance of the town. بيحط البوليس حوالين المدينة barriers يعني زي حواجز barriers. Okay, so please put up barriers at the entrance of the town. Anyone who tries to escape faces up to 3 months in prison or a fine up to, for example, $1,000. Whatever. So please حط barriers حواجز at the entrance of the town على مدخل المدينة. Anyone who tries to escape أي حد بيحاول إن هو يهرب faces up بيواجه up to 3 months in prison يعني عقوبة بتصل إلى 3 شهور سجن or a fine up to $1,000 أو غرامة قد تصل إلى $1,000. fine يعني غرامة. Like her husband Zodas is a primary school teacher. That's what we had to say in the beginning. Primary school. It's okay. Primary means elementary, but as I told you, elementary is an American word. Primary is a British, but it's okay. So like her husband Zodas is a primary school teacher, she has created a WhatsApp messaging group to keep in contact with her students. زي زوجها هي مدرسة ابتدائي و she has created a WhatsApp messaging group مجموعة WhatsApp to keep in touch, to keep in contact with her students, with her children. Okay. That was the essay. Now, no, we are done. We are done not yet. We're not done yet. Even if they are not very young, I understood that they needed to hear from us, and we needed to hear from them. I didn't do this to space with the school program, but to space human contact, she said. She's speaking about her students at the primary school. She says, even if they are very young, حتى لو هم صغيرين خالص, I understood أنا فاهمة that they needed to hear from us. إن هم محتاجين يسمعوا مننا and we needed to hear from them. محتاجين نسمع منهم. I didn't do this to space with the school program. ما بعملش ده عشان to carry on with the school program. أنفذ البرنامج بتاع المدرسة but to keep or maintain our human contact. Keep or maintain our human contact. نحافظ على تواصلنا البشري. She said, keep or maintain. Next Wednesday, I'm going to do an English exam space WhatsApp. She added. الأربع جاي أنا عاملة exam في الإنجليش space WhatsApp via WhatsApp. Via means through. بس via هي ال word which is used in social media من خلال الواتساب. عاملة امتحان إنجليش على الواتساب. She added. The family regularly tests space with a thermometer to make sure none of them are getting sick. They and other families are spaced the days to when the 2-week quarantine ends. The family regularly tests what? Body temperatures. على طول بتقيس درجة الحرارة. Body temperatures. Body temperatures درجات الحرارة. يبقى the family أي أسرة any family okay has to any family has to what? Any family has to test the body temperature with a thermometer. تقيس درجة الحرارة من خلال ميزان حرارة thermometer to make sure none of them are getting sick. عشان تتأكد إن محدش منهم عيان because the first symptom of coronavirus is the high temperature. That's okay. High temperature, sore throat, pain in the bones. Okay. and of course short breath. Okay, they and other families are counting down. بنعد لما تكون بتعد حاجه بعد الايام، يعني مستني الايام تخلص يبقى بقول count down، يبقى counting down. طب ما بحط اي ان جي عشان are، يبقى they are counting down the days، بيعدوا الايام when the 2 week اللي هي الكارانتين ends, because as I told you it's 14 days, 2 week. We know that we may be infected and that we may already have contacted the coronavirus, said Tonello, adding that they were watching television stations to stay informed of what was happening. We know that we may be infected. احنا عارفين ان ممكن نكون اتصبنا، اتعدينا. And that we may already have contacted the coronavirus. وان احنا ممكن نكون كمان contacted the coronavirus, convey the coronavirus. كمان عادينا الناس بيوصلنا. said Tonello, adding that they were watching television stations to stay informed of what was happening. وأضاف ان هم قاعدين بيشوفوا محطات التلفزيون عشان يعرفوا ايه اللي ممكن يحصل. Okay, space, hope everything will be fine. Let's hope everything will be fine. يلا نتمنى مع بعض ان كل حاجة هتبقى كويسة. I have friends who have contacted the virus، يوصل الفيروس. contract the virus، يصاب بالفيروس. I have friends who have contracted the coronavirus these days, but they already feel better now. He said they told me not to worry. This is very, very hopeful, okay? This is a glimpse of hope. ده بصيص من الأمل. Let's hope everything will be fine. يلا نتمنى مع كل حاجة هتبقى كويسة. I have who have contracted the coronavirus. أنا عندي أصحاب contracted coronavirus. يعني ممكن يكونوا الكورونا فيروس these days الأيام دي but they already feel better. كويسين. told me not وقالوا لي ما اقلقش. told me not to worry. Okay, thank you so much for following us. We don't have time for this